The real AK asked a good question. What can I do to reduce risk on engulfing candle off a Bollinger Band? Number one, draw a trend line and only do the trend lines. So this is going to be like when I have the paid accounts. I'm super paranoid about everything. So go ahead and just draw a trend line. So we have a line. Let's go from here to here. So I have a trend line from this high to this high. I have a lower high. And then look, engulfing candle off a Bollinger Band. That's trend line friendly. That's going to reduce my risk a lot. That's just going to reduce it quite a bit. By the way, this is not financial advice. This is simply me strategizing how I would reduce risk, because I think it's a good question. Read the disclaimer. So trend line would be number one solution. Number two would be use basically some line. Use some line, whether it be Mentor Q, it could be your own support resistance lines that you draw yourself. It could be paid support resistance line. I don't care. I just don't care. So let's look at this. We have the VIX. Basically, the VIX means that we're a bit in the a little too high range. In fact, we have the one-day max here on the kill pips. You can see we didn't like the one-day max over here. And now we've retried it. We came back, and now we're at the VIX. So we're bouncing off of a known line indicating we're too high up. It's not a random line. Again, this is a known line indicating that this could be the tippy top. And now I have an engulfing candle off a Bollinger Band at one of these tippy top levels here. And then that is going to make me feel more comfortable with my risk. Obviously, nothing is 100%. The NQ does what the NQ wants, but reducing risk would be to hit some known line. Again, this is kill pips. You can use Mentor Q. You can use free lines that your buddy drew or you drew. You can use 4-hour support resistance gray zones. Doesn't matter. You need something that indicates that this could be sort of the top or the limit of what you have here. Another solution is just wait for a deeper pullback. In other words, don't take the initial one, wait. Well, that's what I would do. I'd wait. In other words, don't take the bait. Wait for a shadow zone trade. What is a shadow zone trade? Here we have the original area of the engulfing candle off a Bollinger Band. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Again, here's the original area of that. That's called the light zone. What we do is just wait for it to pull back into an adjacent area below that's the same size. So here's the same area length and width. However, it's underneath that one. It's called the shadow zone. So basically, instead of trading the light zone here, I wait for it to dip deeper in and then reject it again. In other words, we're going to retry the level and we're going to hard reject it, or we're going to have a candle. And then I'm going to trade this candle rather than the initial candle. So I could just wait for a shadow zone and basically never trade the original starter trade. Yet another option is to wait for a hard wick rejection. So here we're coming deep into the Bollinger Band and you have a massive wick rejection of the downside. Very strong wick. So the stronger the wick, the more rejection you have. And then you wait for a good shaved or moderately shaved candle to the other side. So hard wick rejection. So you could only take things like this. Hard wick rejection, engulfing candle off a Bollinger Band, and then adjust your stop as needed to handle any pullbacks. Or again, you could just wait for the actual pullback and then go from there. Here again, we have another hard wick rejection. Then up we go for the actual move. Another option is to wait for a series of dojis. A doji represents indecision in the market. Doji, doji, doji. The market can't decide what it wants to do. Then you have an engulfing candle off the Bollinger Band, way up, shaved candle, wick rejection of the downside. So just wait for these dojis, doji, doji, doji. Wait for the market to not really know what it wants to do. And then boom, it makes a decision. So let it decide, and then boom, when it makes a decision, trade that. That would be another option. Another option, one of my favorites, wait for an engulfing candle off a Bollinger Band and draw a fib. Draw a fib from the swing low to the other side of the Bollinger Band. Now, when we come back and retest one of these levels, then you can sort of investigate it down here. Sorry, drew it backwards. All right, so we're coming from here all the way down to here. There we go. And there you go. You have to draw it straight, unlike me. So now we're pulling back into this level down here. So we're pulling back into a fib level, and we're slowly, slowly, slowly inching up. Go ahead and take the trade. So if you draw it from here, it's a 382. If you draw it the other way, let's see what it was. Draw it the other way, it is a 382. Okay. So yeah, so you're pulling back into this area, into a known fib level here, and then you're stopping, stalling, and move it back. Let's look at some more examples. Engulfing candle off a Bollinger Band. We pull back to the 618. Wick, 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 wick. Go ahead and enter. Stop here. Boom, take some profit. Here we have one. We wait. We got red, 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 green. The green stalls out at the 618 level. Go ahead and enter at that point and have a no bullshit stop, and then take some profits. Here we have one here. Come down, wait for green, wait for green, wait for green. Beautiful reject green. At the 50%, go ahead and put a stop at the 50%, put a stop at the back of this candle. Go ahead and enter. Here you have the same type of pattern. Engulfing candle for Bollinger Band, wait for the green, pulls back, pulls back, pulls back to a known fib. The 786 rejects off of it. Go ahead and enter here. Boom. Here's another one. Engulfing candle for Bollinger Band, wait, 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 wait. We come up to the 618 level and literally reject off of it here. We do come up and retry it, but you'll notice we come back up to the 618 level. So if you move it over, we're coming back to the 618 level not once, but twice with these green candles. One final one. I know this is getting boring. Here's an engulfing candle for the Bollinger Band, come up to the 786 and reject it. Also come up to the 618 right here with this green, reject the 618 level, and then go ahead and try an entry right there. One more and we're done. We pull back up to the 236 known fib level. And again, we have this reject pattern. An upper wick reject of that area might be a good entry. And that's it for me. A couple of just generic ideas on how to mitigate risk. And one of my favorites is going to be this. It's going to be the fib. I think the fib is one of my absolute favorites. So you can do it over and over. You can do this all fucking day. But yeah, there's that. Look at this. We come up to the 50. Reject. Again, wait for that wick reject. And down a few candles. So yeah, there's that. That's it for me. Thank you for watching. And hopefully that helps somebody who could be confused about how to handle or how to mitigate risk and make it a little bit less risky in my trades with the engulfing BBs.